Hello, my name is Parker Kirsch, and this is A Logical Approach to a Logical Culture. Today, I will brief you about the most efficient, logical, and rational way to work out. I intentionally did not say advanced. That is because every bodybuilder and nutritionist makes their program the most advanced program. Advanced typically means overcomplicated in the realm of working out and results in more and more people quitting and giving up on their goals and dreams because of how stringent these advanced programs are. This is not needed. Bodybuilding and weightlifting have become very oversaturated in the market, and unfortunately, oversaturated with mostly false information. We have an illogical approach to a logical activity we do or want to partake in. Nutrition while working out, whether to build high amounts of lean muscle mass or to lose stubborn body fat or even both, is critical to achieving your goals. Without a well balanced diet, achieving your goals will take a far greater time period, and even depending on the state of malnutrition, your goals may be impossible. Please take a moment to pause this video and research your daily maintenance calories. You can do this by going to apps and websites such as calculator.net and mayoclinic.org and many more. These websites take your height, weight, and other measurements to calculate the numeric value of calories that are needed to maintain your current weight on a daily basis. Muscle mass gain. The opposite of a deficit is being in a caloric surplus. If you're looking to get larger and build muscle at an easier and faster rate, this is the route for you. Many people in a caloric surplus and bulk make the easy mistake of overeating and gaining body fat. On average, the standard male can gain 10 pounds of lean muscle mass per year when dieting and lifting properly. There are 600 calories in 1 pound of muscle. If you were to gain 10 pounds of lean muscle mass per year, those 10 pounds would be a total of 6,000 calories. That 6,000 calories is not on a per day scale, not a per week scale, not even a per month scale, but a per year scale. So that 6,000 calories should be divided into 365 days, which are in the year, which results to roughly 16.4 calories. With that 16.4 calories daily, add it to your daily maintenance. And with that, your body will have the nutrients to grow that 10 pounds of lean muscle mass, yet not gain any body fat. Consuming over the 16.4 calorie surplus may lead and contribute to body fat gain, since your body can only use a certain amount of calories for muscle growth over a period of time for muscle repair. Fat loss. When wanting to lose weight, the two most important words are calorie deficit. A caloric deficit is a daily caloric consumption under your maintenance calories. When starting off, only be in a caloric deficit of 200 to 400 calories, as to not make it too difficult on yourself or to tempt yourself to overeat or binge eat. The reason why this causes fat loss is because when you eat less than your caloric maintenance, your body runs out of glycogen, the energy from food. It has to result to pull energy away from your fat reserves. The more your body pulls from these fat reserves, the less fat you have. Never eat less than 1,200 calories though. Over a long time period, this will lead to organ failure, because the amount of energy organs need is 1,200 calories daily. A lot of people want to push a ketogenic and Atkins diet for weight loss, but these diets are nearly impossible to strictly adhere to for the rest of your life for even the strongest of minds, and the most dedicated nutritionalists struggle to cut carbs and unnatural sugars out indefinitely. These diets are for short-term results, not long-term, and most likely be detrimental to your gym progress. These diets don't make you lose weight quickly because of being fat is being abolished. but instead water loss. Carbohydrates have the root hydra, which is Latin for water. The importance of a carbohydrate is to hold water and store energy. Why is water so important, you may ask yourself? Contrary to popular gym culture belief, protein does not make up the majority of your muscle, but instead water. To be precise, 79% of your muscle is water. Without a sufficient source of carbs, not only would you lose an energy source, but you'd also lose the number one component of muscle, water. Without a source to contain water, muscle will become weaker, smaller, and more flaccid. Not to mention, the weight you've lost won't be sustainable when exposed to an outside carb source in the future. Protein intake is a crucial part of muscle recovery and growth, yet it is distorted to the point that we trust the people who sell these protein products more than certified nutritionalists who have studied the science of human physiology for countless years. Gym culture has taught us even the most casual gym goer must consume 300 to 400 grams of protein per day, or eat 1.5 to 2 grams of protein per pound of body weight a day to get results. This is highly unnecessary. Studies have shown the human body only needs 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight to maintain and gain lean muscle mass. If this is true, why are we taught to intake these ridiculous amounts of protein that are so-called necessary to promote muscle growth? There are two types of people who grow the belief of eating and drinking an excessive amount of protein. One is someone who is selling or has connections to the sale of the protein sources. The other is someone who heard the salesperson and accepted this as fact without doing any scientific research into muscle physiology. But why are companies so hell-bent to sell protein if carbs and water are what give you energy and make up the majority of the muscle? This boils down to one thing, and that is profit. Protein is mostly found in meats, dairy products, and beans. These products cost a substantial amount more than clean carbohydrates such as rice, bread, potatoes, and so on. And with water being free, it is a free source. With brainwashing the public's opinion on the amount of protein needed and having protein sources cost more than carbohydrates, fats, and water, this allows for these companies to sell protein sources such as protein powder for a higher cost and a higher profit. If I'm complaining about protein intake, but also stated earlier that it is crucial, am I not contradicting myself? And the answer is no. Although you don't need copious amounts of protein, you still need that 0.7 to 1 gram per pound of body weight. This is because the main component of protein is for muscle recovery, to repair the tears you create in your muscle fibers during your workout. The repair of muscle fibers are what make you gain more muscle mass and get stronger. The best way to attack and achieve your goals is to have a well-balanced diet. It is a common consensus by nutritionalists to have a balanced diet consisting of carbohydrates being 60%, which equates to 4 calories per gram, proteins being 25%, that equals 4 calories per gram, and fats equating to 9 calories per gram, which gives your cells the energy to support cell functions, being 15% of your daily caloric intake. I repeat, carbohydrates being 60%, proteins being 25%, and fats being 15% of your daily caloric intake. This allows for adequate muscle recovery, energy, and health benefits. No one food group leads to fat gain, and no one food group leads to success without the others. Body fat gain comes from calories in versus calories out. If you eat more calories than you burn by your basic metabolism and the energy you put into movement, you will gain weight, and vice versa. Now that we have understood the logic of nutrition, now we are going to create a rational approach to working out. Over time, we have come to accept an illogical and destructive notion on lifting and muscle growth. We have come to the conclusion that more is better. This is an economic principle that has made its way over to lifting and bodybuilding. Just because having $1,000 is better than having $400 does not equate to 10 sets being better than 4 sets. Overtraining is a phenomenon that often gets overlooked. Overtraining hinders the body's ability to complete muscle recovery and grow. Without completion of muscle recovery, your muscles will not grow and will not become stronger. The act of an anaerobic exercise, such as lifting weights, does not grow your muscles, but instead is the stimulant needed for muscle fibers to recover and grow while sleeping, laying down, and not doing physical activity. With that being said, muscle growth technically does not take part in the process of lifting, but instead when not participating in physical activity. So when having a goal of muscle growth, take plenty of time to recover and grow. Without a proper amount of time for these two processes to occur, it will decrease your growth and progress over time and even plateau growth. Progressive overload is another concept you need to focus on when striving for improvements in the gym. Each week, if training properly, you should increase the weights, reps, and/or sets. Your workout should be harder and have a greater difficulty with heavier weights and/or reps. Without creating a new difficulty, your muscles will have no reason to grow. Muscle is a protective, adaptive mechanism your body creates to protect its internal organs from an outside attack. When your body does not have new outside attacks, such as a heavier weight and/or a higher amount of reps or sets, your body will have no reason to adapt and create more muscle, since you have the muscle already to protect yourself from the weight you've been doing consistently. The key to hitting progressive overload is not by switching up your workout regimen. The concept of shocking your muscle is one of the worst concepts out there. The only rational approach to shocking a muscle is to enact a higher stress and intensity on that muscle, not by changing up a workout. Do the same workout in the same order every single time you hit that muscle group. This allows for an accurate ability to track your strength and progress by understanding the weight and effort used in a previous workout to impose a higher intensity workout this time. This overloads your muscle and results in growth. If you change your workout frequently, you will not be able to track your strength and muscle growth properly. Remember that working out isn't about the quantity of the reps you do, but more importantly is the quality. The quickest way to build muscle is to push yourself near failure and with high intensity. It is also important to value the last rep before your body gives out. That is the most important rep of your set and of your workout. That rep before failure is what triggers the stimulus to grow bigger and stronger, because it is needed to protect itself next time from the last rep you are struggling with now, so that you can overcome it next workout. In my opinion, the best split for working out is a push-pull leg split. This is a 6-day regimen that isolates muscle groups into their functions. When you pull, you activate your lateral dorsi, trapeze, posterior deltoid, and biceps. When you do a push motion, you are activating your pectoral minor, pectoral major, anterior deltoid, and heads of triceps. Legs activate quadriceps, glutes, hamstrings, calves, abductors, and adductors. This split hits all your key muscle groups while allowing muscles previously hit in previous days to recover and grow. Although I didn't mention muscles such as abs and lateral deltoids, These muscles will still be worked indirectly in workouts such as face pulls, shoulder press for lateral delts, and squats and pull-ups for your abs. These muscles are worked so indirectly that trained directly, it would be very easy to overtrain these muscle groups and result in less muscular gains in these areas. Now that I've mentioned how to train your muscles efficiently, you probably want me to give my opinion on the muscle that is hardest to work. And in fact, the hardest part of the body to work is not a muscle, but instead an organ. The brain is the hardest part of the body to train. We often value our pride and cowardliness over the goal of muscle mass gain. We are terrified of going to failure, whether that be because we don't want to live with the fact we couldn't get one more rep, or are too scared to push ourselves into the dark void we've always been too petrified to enter. We oftentimes are stronger than what our brains believe, and never achieve true muscular failure, which is crucial. We know the value and benefit of going to failure, yet so many of us are scared to reach it. Also, we are imposed to the notion we are limited by genetics and fate. Many state they're just imposed to failure because of genetics and don't give working out a shot. You will never know your predisposed possibilities until you try and give it your best shot. Remember, potential can only be accurately evaluated in retrospect. Also, do not be detoured if you're having a bad workout, a bad week, or even a month. This is because one of three things: malnutrition, not getting proper amount of sleep, or overtraining. Evaluate your workout and diet and make changes if necessary to improve your diet and workout. Don't give in to doubt and weakness. The most noble thing to do is to push yourself even when surrounded by a forest of doubt and uncertainty. When performing a lift, do not use a jerking motion. A jerking motion uses momentum, which takes away from muscle contraction and leaves you with a much higher chance of causing injury. Too many people value the amount of weight they lift over the ability to get a full contraction. The more contraction you get, the more muscle fibers are being isolated to work and get stronger. Remember, a full range of controlled contraction with a lighter weight will always be superior to a jerked contraction with a heavier weight. Many believe we are at an intellectual injunction for discovering the most efficient way to work out. But this is to imply every teaching has merit, credibility, and truth. That is not simply the case. To be the most efficient simply means it is the best. To be the best, there cannot be more than one route to take. This workout and nutrition approach I've listed is scientifically based and rooted in fact, not just a mere opinion of myself. Just because someone has the opinion that 2 plus 2 equals 5 does not mean it is 5. The fact is 4. So why do we value someone's opinion more than fact and logic? The answer is you shouldn't. Do everything with a purpose rooted in fact, logic, and science. In conclusion, I have specified the importance of a well-balanced diet and a logical approach to working out. I take a lot of ideas and components from the teachings of the late great bodybuilder Mike Minzer. He stated the teachings of high-intensity training and infrequent training philosophy, like I have stated previously, was a blind leap into the dark, but this is not true. With science to back up his philosophy of a proper balanced diet and high-intensity training, you will not be in the dark, but instead have a bright, shining pathway to achieve your goals, dreams, and admirations. This is Parker Kirsch wishing you great progress with high-intensity training.